Hello and welcome to Big Bang Radio Spotlights. This is a show where we talk to independent artists from all around the world about their music and their process for making it. I'm your host, Brooke Thompson, and today I get to sit down with indie artist Juzang. Without any further ado, here's the interview. So to start things off, we like to ask every artist we speak with the same question. So what is your earliest musical memory?
My parents aren't super musical. It was kind of just whatever was on top 40 radio. But my uncle, who used to live with us, he would always play like the rock channel, K Rock. And he would drive me to school and would play that station and be like, ugh, turn this off and like try and go back to Taylor Swift. And he would be like, no. And so that's how I kind of developed a love for like alternative and other sorts of genres. And then I kind of got into the rabbit hole of that sort of music, which definitely changed a lot for me and is how I learned guitar and all of those things. But my first concert was Hannah Montana, which obviously life-changing.
Oh, that was mine
So I'd say
too.
yeah. Really?
Yeah.
It was so good. Miss it, miss her. But yeah, I would say those.
Did you go to the one with the Jonas Brothers that was Hannah
Yes.
Montana and Jonas Brothers? Awesome.
Yes, and it was everything. It was so good.
And do you remember the first time you got in front of a group and played music?
Oh, besides like being in a choir, I would think there were in my ninth grade year, I
Mhm.
sang with the jazz band at like one of their high school performances because I had become friends with them and they asked me to sing and my parents came and they like started crying. They were like, "We didn't know that you could sing." Because
Wow.
I was very shy as a kid and didn't really like sing and I was very quiet. And then they were like, "Whoa." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So that I think that was my first crowd performance and it went well. I think my voice cracked a couple times, so I like felt terrible about it, but everyone else was like, "Whoa, you have such a great voice," which was so funny. So that was my first.
That's so cool and had to be such a cool experience for both you and them for the first time ever. So, yeah. And was there a moment when you knew music was what you wanted to do?
Um, what a good question. I think I loved doing it, but I don't think I made the decision, or I loved doing it since like middle school, kind of when I started playing guitar and like writing songs, sort of. But it was kind of just something that I like had an interest in, but I think I didn't really decide to do it until I was in college and I went to music business school and I was like, oh, I don't want to do music business. I like want to be an artist full time. And that's like kind of when I started releasing more music under my name. But I think going to concert, I went to a lot of like rock shows in middle school, and I think I saw the community that I brought together, and I was like, I want to do that. And I think the bands I was listening to were very like emo and very like everybody kind of looked to them in the crowd as like a sense of safety,
Hmm.
like through their lyrics and just like them. And I was like, oh, that's really beautiful. And I feel a part of this here, and I like want to be able to create that for other people someday.
That is so awesome. I definitely agree that concerts are like such a special place and like just being around surrounded by people who like have the same music taste, it's an awesome experience.
Yeah,
And
yes.
what you said about college was actually goes right into my next question. I saw that you recently graduated from college. Which college did you
Yeah.
attend?
I went to Syracuse University,
Oh,
so in
nice.
upstate New York.
Yes. And you said that you did you major in music business?
Yeah.
Nice. And could you tell me about how you were able to manage your time between your college schedule and creating music?
Totally. I think I honestly, when I was on campus, I was playing a lot of shows on campus, but I wasn't necessarily doing a lot of the creative, like writing and production. I would usually do that when I like went home for a break because that's like where my main producer is, who's like my childhood best friend. And just when I had more time. But I think playing a lot of shows there was really helpful because you were playing in like basements, and it was really nice to be able to have a space that there was very low stakes to sort of get my first, 10 performances out of the way and like get more comfortable with the band and also doing it by myself and all of those things. So that was helpful. But everybody was really supportive on campus, and I think that was really helpful for my career thus far.
I said I'm sorry for yelling past 8 again. We had a good day. You're always off in a hurry. You wanna debate again. Tell me that it's okay when you're late. Well, I'm angry, oh, I'm angry. I'm impatient. I don't wanna be angry. What I thought would be something good for me, I guess that it's true. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be, it'll be, it'll be. But I'm conflicted, mixing up my feelings. 'Cause when I'm with you, I think I might love you. But then I need my space, it's a craving. Am I going insane? Ooh, crying up our eyes, so we're so tired. Ooh, know that you get scared alone at night. Just know we'll meet again. But until then, good night, friend. Good night, friend.
What is the process for creating music or new songs like for you? Does the lyrics or the music usually come first for you?
I think they usually come together, at least the melody and lyric, and then I'll pair it either with chords on piano or guitar. But usually I'll sort of get something like in the middle of my day and just record it on my phone and then go back to it later when I have a little bit more time to like flesh it out and like figure out what the idea wants to be.
Oh, yeah. And I saw on some of your reels on Instagram of your process of mixing different sounds for some of your songs. And I thought that was like a really cool way to show individuals how you create your music step by step. So I really,
Thanks.
yeah.
You,
Um,
I love making those videos. This was the first time I'd like ever really produced my own music, so it was cool to be able to go back and show how it was made.
yeah, I really thought that was cool. And you recently released a new EP titled Either Way, correct?
Yes.
And what was the process like for making this EP?
Yeah, I made it over like most of 2024. Um, I was basically just like in my room alone. And like I challenged myself to write a song a day because I was like I just moved home and my college schedule was like I moved home a little bit early and like did classes from LA just because I had the credit. So I moved back to LA and I was sort of figuring out my life here as an adult and like didn't really know what to do and like didn't really have a day job yet or anything. And so I was just like sitting in my parents' house trying to figure out what to do. So I just wrote a song a day was like my challenge to feel productive. And then once I had the songs for the EP, I my best friend producer was like busy working on a different album, and so I was like, okay, I'll just try it out, like producing it myself, and slowly it turned into me just finishing most of the songs. And some of them are co-produced, or produced by other people, but the most part I did by myself. So it was just like months of me like sitting in my room at my desk, like beep boop, and like trying to figure it out. Because it was very new to me. But I had a lot of friends play on it and a lot of support. But it was pretty isolating, which I'm glad I know that I can do that now, that I can make a body of work semi on my own, you know, or at least like kind of spearheaded by me, but I don't think I want to do that again in the future. I like collaboration and being in the room with other people. So we'll see what happens next. But yeah, that was kind of it. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, that being said, and I'm very proud of it.
That's so awesome. And does your new EP follow a theme or story, such as life experiences or anything like that?
Yeah, it kind of follows the breakup I went through around the time that I moved back to LA, where it sort of starts out angry and upset and then turns into remembering the good times. And then by the end, you kind of get to this like area of acceptance and remembering fondly what you can. But there's also themes of like adolescence and like being in high school and kind of not knowing what's going on. But I like the arc of it because I think it was kind of what happened, like arc of the track listing, because I think that's kind of what happened and is like allows the listener to like feel graceful towards themselves if they're going through a similar thing, that there are a lot of emotions that go along with that. So yeah.
And your song Why Did You Ask is played on our radio station. Could you tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind this song?
Yeah, totally. I started that in a session with this other songwriter named Tom, and we didn't really get much that day, but as I was leaving, or I think we had the chords in the session, and then as I was leaving, I had the idea of why'd you ask? And so the demo was just kind of like some of the melody of the chorus and the chords, and then I was like, okay, bye. And like we didn't really see each other again, but I went home and finished it because I had the idea of like just, I don't know, that person like trying to reposition themselves in your lives, and you're like, what do you want from me? Like, get out of here. And I kind of wanted it to be a little funny and like a little tongue in cheek, and I think that's like one of the more fun ones on the project. So yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I thought that was a great song.
Thank you.
And then I saw on Spotify that you've started touring recently. What is the experience of touring like?
Touring is awesome. I'm like actually I got off tour in May, and I'm really missing being on tour right now, so I'm glad you asked. It is so fun, and it feels so tangible. I think like posting videos on the internet and like posting music, you know, even if it is on Spotify or Apple Music, feels so, and like getting streams and whatever, you're like, I don't know who's real, like are these real people? Like is it my mom? Like I don't really know. But being in a room with people, you know, is really great. And I think I've only opened so far. I haven't done a headline tour, but opening I think is so great because you are in front of people and you kind of have a real chance to like win them over, and have nothing to lose because they probably don't know who you are anyway. You like only have something to gain, which is great. And the people I've opened for are so fantastic and kind and so good at what they do, and I've learned so much from them. But yeah, it's really fun. You get to go to different cities and play your music and listen to whoever else you're opening for, and it's awesome. I love meeting people and getting to talk to people after the shows, and it's made me, I think when you're starting out, there's like very few things that make this career like real, and I think that touring in the past year has definitely made it feel more tangible and more like a job, like in a good way, like more like, okay, like I have a job doing this, which is good.
Yeah, that sounds like such an exciting time to just like travel around and get to know people. I think that sounds so fun.
Totally. It's so
And do you have any memorable experiences while being on tour?
I think on this last one, I think on both tours I've done, I've become really good friends with the people that I'm with. But I think on this tour I got to sing. I toured with this artist, Jensen McRae, and for a couple shows I got to sing Massachusetts, which is like her biggest song with her during the encore, which was really sweet and so nerve-wracking because everyone like wants, that's like the song that everyone wants to hear, and I'm like, hey, but it was really sweet and really nice of her to have me up there. In like kind of what is her moment of the show. So that was really, really fun and great memories being on stage with the whole band who I love. And yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah. And where can people keep up with you online? Like, do you have Instagram or TikTok or any other app?
Yeah, my Instagram is just Lauren Juzang. And then my TikTok, if you type in Lauren Juzang, it'll come up, but it's something else. It's like LA Juzang or something, or like L Juzang. I should know that. But yeah, I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Spotify, Apple Music, all of those things. But mainly Instagram and TikTok is where I will post updates.
Thanks to Lauren for sitting down with us and talking all about her music. If you want to see more interviews just like this, you can find us online at Studio 67 NCC. Thank you all for watching. I'm Brooke Thompson. Until next time.